The left side of the panel will always have available sources that can be shared in the room. You have a PC that's in the instructor station, a laptop that can be connected either VGA or HDMI, a document camera, a Blu-ray, which is in the equipment rack in the instructor station as well, and Crestron Air Media, which is a wireless presentation gateway. Whichever one of those you select will show up immediately on the instructor's preview monitor. When you're on the room PC, the screen becomes a touch screen for that PC. Otherwise, there's no touch capability when it comes to any of the other sources. So once you have something previewed, you've queued up your PowerPoint, you've made decisions about where you would like to route video across the top here, you pick where you'd like it to go. So I'm going to send the PC to display 1. The room will kick on. If it's not on, the televisions in the room will turn on. Everything that needs to be powered up and sent to the appropriate inputs and outputs will be done for you. The audio will turn on, but will be muted initially until you start. So then we'll kick off the mute. Starts off at a pretty reasonable level volume-wise. So we've selected PC for display 1. The audio for the room will always track with the last selection you've made. So if I want to have PC on display 1, but then send the Blu-ray player to display 2, I can do that just fine. Take note that the audio that's going to play out of the speakers in the room is the Blu-ray audio, because that was the last source I selected and routed to a destination. The Air Media, I know there's going to be additional videos about connectivity to the Air Media, and there are several ways to connect to it. But the Air Media will have an IP address on the screen that you can type into a browser, and you can follow instructions from there. In these rooms, we have a very special high-definition USB webcam that's mounted above the displays in the room. If you're using an app, whether it's Link or Skype or Adobe Connect, that webcam is available to you on the computer. I'm just connected up here to Bridge, and I've selected the Clearview HD USB camera, and you can see me on the screen. You can reposition the camera if you wanted to get a shot of your students instead of the instructor station. You can do that. Up, down, left, right, zoom in and out are available. And let's just say you've taken care of that part of the presentation, or you're adjusting tables and you don't want the far end to see what you're doing. You have the option right on the touch panel to kick that, camera off. It will return back to its home position. No video is getting sent to the far end of whatever call. That way you can keep it connected, but kind of mute the video the same way you'd mute audio. If you wanted to mute video locally in the room, you always have the option of picking the blank screen option and then routing the blank screen to a display, and that will temporarily mute the video. So if you had an email you needed to pull up, but you don't want the entire room to see all of your Outlook, for example, you can mute that, blank the screen, and then when you're ready, reselect, send it right back. There is a very general help feature on the touch panel that if you had specific help questions, it will walk you through. When you're done reading, you just hit exit and it'll go back to what you were doing before. Up at the top, you have two status buttons. or indicators, I should say. When you mute the room, it's going to give you a little indication that yes, the audio in the room is muted. And this laptop input, when you are connected, whether it's the VGA connection or the HDMI connection, will indicate, yes, I do have a signal. When you're all done with the room, very bottom left-hand corner is an exit system button. It's going to ask you, do you really want to exit? Hit yes, everything in the room will shut down. The preview monitor will click back to the PC if it wasn't there before, so that you can log out if you've forgotten to log out. But the TVs will be off, the camera will be off, everything will be turned off, and you can walk on out of the room and you're done.